Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. Today we're going to look at every single deck that got day 2 at the Toronto Regional Championships. Toronto was this weekend, and it was a pretty big tournament. However, this time around, 621 did make it to day 2. So there's not as many people in day 2 as like Sacramento, but we will still be looking at all the decks here that made day 2, just kind of see how the meta looked for the Toronto Regional Championships. Take a look at all the decks in the tournament, see if anyone played anything cool or spicy, and then kind of analyze top 8 and stuff. All that will be in today's video. And if y'all are new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We're on the road to 19,000 subs. And if you go on to enjoy this video, leave a like and all that good stuff. And I'll leave a link to Limitless down below if you want to go check out any of the decks for yourself down below. And yeah, let's get into it. So starting things off, we do have the top 8 to look at. So of course, Cal Connor did win the tournament with Regidrago V-Star. Regidrago was a pretty well-positioned deck for the tournament, as it was still the BDIF, and it dominated the top 8. I mean, more than half the top 8 was compiled of Regidrago. So this deck definitely had an insane performance this weekend. Maybe an overperformance, but yeah, Drago is just one of the most dominant decks in the game right now. And we can see Cal's list here. Pretty standard stuff. He does have one Dragapult, one Goodra, one Exeggutor, which the Exeggutor was used to win the game. Then he does have the Temple and the Jamming Tower in the deck. The 4 Research, 20 pretty standard stuff. Then we do have Callie's list here, the Regidrago V-Star second place deck, very similar to like what Cal had. Does have 4 Research, 3 Iono, got the Goodra, doesn't play the, no, there's Exeggutor. It was like mixed up this time. The Dragons were like mixed up, but yeah, we do see the Jamming Tower, no Temple Sinnoh. Then we go over to top 4 here, where we did have a Raging Bolt. Now, Raging Bolt actually easily could have won this regional, considering, you know, Vincent had a lot of Regidrago to play against the top 8. It looked like it was going to be another win for Raging Bolt, I'm not going to lie. But Vincent still was able to get top 4 with the Raging Bolt deck. Raging Bolt was a good call for the tournament, just all the Regidrago. If you make it to the top tables, you get past all, like, the fluff, you get to the top tables, you're going to be hitting a bunch of Regidrago V-Star, and Raging Bolt excels at just destroying them. And the one thing in the list here that we do see Vincent, there is a Briar in the deck. A card you don't usually see very often in Raging Bolt. Does have the Briar. Does play 2 Bravery Charm. Also does have a Vacuum in the deck too. So pretty cool stuff. Then we got another Drago here in top 4, played by Caleb Gedimer. Does have a Pokestop and a Jamming Tower and a Terra Orb in the deck here. And then we got Lucas also on the Raging Bolt deck. I think it might have just been the same 60 Caleb had. Yeah, literally same 60 as Caleb. And then we do have a Pidgeot Control in top 8. Very interesting stuff to see. Pidgeot Control hasn't really had a good performance like this in a while, which is kind of surprising to see it get top 8, especially with all the Regidrago and stuff it would have had to fight through. But hey, it still did pretty good in the tournament. Now, the one thing about this list is there is a 1/1 Toedscruel in the deck. So once again, Toedscruel making its way into the top 8 at Toronto Regionals to shut off Pokestops and Legacy Star and stuff. But a lot of other control stuff you usually see are in here. Luxray, Mawile, Ogerpon. Got the Black Kyurem with the counter gain, DT combo. Does that Bear. It's got the Genesect in there to lock the Ace-Specs out. So yeah, pretty standard stuff you usually see for the control stuff outside of the Toedscruel. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Didn't expect Control to make it to top 8, but it was able to make it all the way to the top 8. Control is one of the decks I actually lost to in the tournament. So kind of cool. And then we got another Regidrago in top 8 here. Like I said, just a lot of Regidrago. This one does have the Vacuum. No Stadium, though, in Labella's list here. And then we got Owen Rhodes also making top 8 with Drago. And his list is a bit different. There's no Exeggutor, but there is a Noivern in the deck. The Noivern's pretty good against Cloth. It's kind of the idea is you can go Noivern against Cloth. They can't really do anything about it. So that's cool. And then we got Asymmetrical Cut. We did see Kieran in Asim with the Lugia. I thought Lugia was a good call for the tournament. I'm not going to lie. Leading up to Toronto, I was going to play Lugia. But I think near the end of the week in testing, I found that Lugia just does have those really unplayable hands sometimes, and I was just getting tired of it. Like, I was testing against Charizard and stuff, and it was like some of the Lugia hands I was getting were just really bad. So I was like, I don't know if I can actually play this deck, man. I don't know about this one. But Lugia is a pretty good deck. In this format. It was a good meta call because, like I said, nobody was really playing the Sinnoh in their decks. Just nobody was respecting Lugia, right? It was a good call for the weekend. I was going to play it. I ended up kind of last minute switching to Gholdengo. But yeah, Lugia definitely would have been a pretty decent play. And we see Kieran was able to get Asim with it. We got Jishen with the same Drago 60 as Caleb. A couple Gardevoirs here. We got Michael Davidson on Guardy. Does play the Mawile in the deck. That was kind of the big tech card here. And we got Henry Chow also on Guardy. Henry's list is a little bit different than Michael's, but does not have the Fez. Does play the Mawile, has a Manaphy, plays Unfair Stamina Secret Box, does have the double Evo and the Moonlit Hill and the one Bravery Charm. Does also go up to the double Monkey Dory. So that was the A-Sim cut and top cut for Toronto. No big surprises. Drago dominating, not too surprising to see. I guess the only thing was there was no Charizard or Cloth, which is, a big deal. There was, however, Cloth outside the asymmetrical cut here. And we got one Cloth here. It's got the Regidrago in there in the deck for the draw. And we got yet another Cloth in outside the asymmetrical cut in top 16. Once again, plain looks like the Regidrago is in the deck and all that stuff. Then we got another Drago here, played by Vance Kelly, making it to top 16. Vance does play the usual lineup of the stuff. Got the Guja, Egg, Tina, Dragapult, Kirim. Doesn't have any Stadium in the deck, though, either. We got another Guardian top 16. This one actually looks like it is pretty similar. Yeah, it's the same 60 as what Kato played and one Perthwiz. So it's the slow Guardian list with the Tatsugiri in the deck. So yeah, I'm not going to lie, Gardevoir did a lot better this weekend than I would have thought it did. So that's kind of crazy. Outside the top 16, we do have a Raging Bolt here. Once again, this one does not play the Briar. Does play 3 Bravery Charms. It's more of the standard build we usually come to see. Then we got my friend Felix here, who actually did pretty good in the tournament, top 32 with the Guardy list. And it was the Turbo Guardy deck here with it's got the Tomb, the Double Research, Secret Box, a Spec Card, Fez, the one Monkey Dory and stuff. So that's really cool. And then finally, we got another Snorlax here. Or we got our first Snorlax, I mean, because we had control. We didn't have a Snorlax yet, and there was a Snorlax in top 32. Snorlax was decent this tournament. There were other lists that we're going to look at that did have a bit more innovation going on, but we do see kind of the more standard Lax list here with the triple Mimikyu, double Rotom, and the Ogerpon and all that stuff. We got a Roaring Moon here in top 32. Another deck that was actually kind of popular this weekend, I'm not going to lie. There was a few Roaring Moons going around, so definitely was a decent call. And this one actually played the Scramble Switch and the Water Energy. That's cool. So you can obviously use Scramble Switch with the water out of nowhere to have a surprise Moonlight Shuriken play with Greninja, which is really cool. We got a Charizard here played by Jackson Ford, who was the highest placing Charizard list. Once again, running back with the Secret Box Charizard deck he played to LAIC. I think he cut the Temple of Sinnoh, so like a couple changes from his LAIC list, but it's cool to see Jackson. He was on the winning end too, so it would have been cool to see him run it back top 8. Another Lugia here. This one is the Lugia with the Raikou in there, the double Cinccino, Iron Hands, no Wellspring, Ogerpon in that one. Another Regidrago here. Looks like DDG. Some of them were on Regidrago, obviously. This one does have no Executor. And does play Jamming Tower, no Temple. And a Counter Catcher's in the deck. That's interesting. Whoops. That was a Snorlax. Hold up. Got to click on the Charizard first. Yeah. Got the Charizard here. Pretty standard list. Then we got my friend Dennis, who was also on Snorlax. But see, their list was a bit different. They were not playing the Rotom. They actually had Klefki in the deck. The idea of Klefki was to slow down the turbo, like, donk decks, like Miraidon, to slow down Cloth a little bit. So against Miraidon, you can just sit there with a Klefki while they can't tandem unit, and then you can, like, try to accompanying Flute their liabilities on the board. Really good against Cloth, too. You can kind of do the same thing. You just slow them down. Just avoid getting run over so you can kind of buy time to kind of give yourself a good setup so your opponent struggles against you. That's basically the point of the Klefki, is to buy you time in Snorlax. It's not a bad tech card either, right? So, gets the job done. Another Charizard here. It's got the Unfair Stamp and the Cologne. Got another Drago played by Andrew Hedrick. Got Jamming Tower. Pardon me, sorry if my voice sounds really raspy. I may be getting sick again. Like, my throat is really sore right now. So, hopefully I'm not getting sick after this weekend. That was like, I was literally just sick, like, a month ago. So, I apologize if my voice is a little, like, raspy or whatever. But yeah. Another Charizard here. And then we got another Snorlax. This one does also play the Klefki. Does have a Regilecki in the deck, but yeah, no Rotom once again. So the Rotom with Snorlax doing pretty good. We got another Guardy here. Same 60 as Michael Davidson, played by Benny. We got Makani, who was able to make top 32 with the Regidrago deck. Was playing the Noivern in the deck here. So yeah, once again, the Noivern very good against the Cloth matchup. Specifically, one of the best uses. Then we got Joey with the control. Now, this is actually the player I lost to round 3 in the tournament. So congrats to Joey for the top 32 finish. So yeah, I guess quick story. Played Gholdengo to the tournament. My Gholdengo list played a 1/1 Bibarel in the deck to help with a bit more draw. It actually came up against Regidrago, where I needed 2 Bibarel for boss for game, and it got me the boss. But yeah, I did hit Joey round 3. I got cooked. This matchup is pretty good against Gholdengo. I can't really do anything against control. Like, he could even attack with Mimikyu, which was really bad. Had Devo, Regilecki, which made it really hard for me to set up Togekiss because my win con is really Togekiss, right? Togekiss is the key to winning this matchup. Couldn't use Togekiss because he had Devo, Regilecki. Could attack with Mimikyu. It was just a bad matchup, right? So I got 2-0'd pretty quickly by Joey here. So it's really cool. It's a little bit different than the other control list too, right? It does have the Noivern in there. Can attack with Mimikyu. But still has like the Saw block and stuff. And the Regieleki obviously came up in that matchup because... yeah, I got bodied, and it was cool to see Joey make it top 32 of the deck. All right, then we do have another control below him here, looks like. This one, a little bit more traditional. Doesn't have any Psychic Energy or anything like that. All right, we had Regan Retzloff here, who also played Lugia. Kind of similar to what Rahul had. Does have the Raikou, no Lightning Energy in the deck, though. But does have, like, the 1-1 stuff, the 1-1 Chino and stuff. Another Guardy here. Same 60 what Henry played to the tournament. Another Pidgeot control. See, a lot of Pidgeot control doing pretty good. This one looks similar to the one that got top 8. Does have the Toadcool within the deck there. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. We got a couple Charizards. This one's got the Unfair, obviously. And then we got another Charizard here with the Unfair stamp and the clone and stuff. Another Drago. No Exeggutor in here, but it does have the Hawlucha. Hawlucha's not bad either, right? Hawlucha's good against Gardevoir, good against Charizard, and good against Gholdengo. Then we got our high specialty Tropicals list in top 64. Tropicals falling off, not too surprising to see. It's got a lot of bad matchups in some of the top decks, but this one was on the Regidrago V-Star Legacy Star technology, so that's cool to see. There's have a Devo in there, too, to probably help a little bit against Charizard, too. And we got a Dragapult Thorns here. Now, this deck was pretty popular this tournament, and I wasn't surprised to see that. It was getting a lot of hype, obviously, going into the event. It didn't really do as well, though, obviously. I think part of that is just a lot of people figured out the deck by now. And, you know, it kind of got, like, false propaganda where it's like a lot of people were just saying, like, oh, this deck actually isn't very good. But it was able to still get, like, a top 64. It was fairly popular, too. I was praying that I didn't see this deck at all because I was playing Gholdengo. Thankfully, I did not hit a Dragapult Iron Thorns deck. But this Thorns list, normal stuff we got going on here. Just, yeah, got the Woman Toads in there, obviously. A couple Thorns lists might be on Klefki. I did see a few of those, too. We got another Dragapult here, or Regidrago, sorry, Dragapult. We got another Charizard. This one also has the Unfair stamp in the deck. Then we got a Palkia Dusknoir deck here, which is pretty cool to see it do this well. Yeah, Palkia Dusknoir isn't like a bad deck right now. It's not a lot of people really playing it like from before, but still a pretty solid deck, right? So it's cool to see. It's played by Stefan Ivanov, so that's cool. And we got a Guardy here. Once again, same 60s we saw Michael Davidson on. Another Snorlax played by Cyrus, who was on same 60 as Dennis, and of course did have the double Klefki in the deck for the lock. We got another Drago. It's got the one Temple in there, the Goodra, the Exeggutor, the usual suspects of Dragons. Another Snorlax here. This one doesn't play the Rodon, but does have the Miracle headset. And the Kofu in the deck. The Kofu technology, the Kofu Dodge technology is real. It's kind of cool to see Kofu. And then we got another Palkia Dusknoir deck here with the double Froakie and the Greninja. Then we got another Regidrago with the Temple and the Jamming Tower stuff. And we got an Ancient Box played by Zach Lesage. Ancient Box wasn't bad for this tournament, just obviously a little scared of Charizard. Potentially Drago with Noivern isn't great either, but Zach did play the one of Roy Mooney X in the deck to help a little bit too. Another Drago with the one Temple of Sinnoh in there. And then we got another Charizard here. It's with the Unfair stamp, the usual Charizard stuff we are used to seeing. Another Lugia here. This one does have an Irida in the deck, so that's new. Does have the 1-1 Chino, though, so sticking to the thin Centino line. Does have the weird ear. The Flutter Mane is in the deck, too, and stuff. Another Charizard with, yeah, usual stuff we've come to see. We got a Banette Gardevoir getting top 64. That's interesting to see. This deck obviously has fallen off quite a bit from its hype heyday in the Surging Spark, or the Stellar Crown format, but it's cool to see someone still do well with the Banette deck here. We've got the usual Banette stuff in the deck. The Gravity Gemstone. Not really sure the deck really gaining new cards with Surging Spark, so it's cool to see someone do well with Banette. This tournament, another Charizard. Usual stuff in there. We got another Lugia here. This one does have the Radzard with the Luminous Energy. I've seen some people talk about that, giving you like an extra like mini Blood Moon or Saluna attacker, but Charizard is a one prizer, obviously, which can help swing the prize trade. The only thing with Charizard, though, is you have to use Luminous Energy with it. You can't use any other energy with the Charizard, right? You put Luminous Energy on it, and then you put like a V-Guard on it, then Luminous gets canceled out, so then your fire goes away. So that's the only downside about playing Charizard, but it's cool to see in the deck regardless. Another Zard with the Precious Trolley, so we got some oh my god, tongue twister. Precious Trolley Charizard here. Then we got our highest placing Quad Thorns in top 64. You know, just doing Quad Thorns things, I guess. Does have the Eerie in there, the Devo. Got the 1 penny, 3 Judge, the 4 Hammer, stuff like that, the usual stuff. Then we got our Dragapult Thorns below it. It was the same 60 as one we looked at earlier, too. And then finally, we got our highest placing Gholdengo here in top 64. We have a couple Gholdengos. So the highest placing Gholdengo was the Palkia build, which is interesting to see. I played the Togekiss build this weekend, but it's cool to see the Palkia build still get some good results after all. And then we got another Gholdengo below it, which was, of course, on the Togekiss and the Dusknoir split. So that's cool to see. Yeah, my Gholdengo luck this weekend wasn't great. So yeah, like I said, I hit control, which I can't beat at all, starting off 2-0. And then I lost to a mirror match, which basically is down to who flips the most coins. Like, game 1, my opponent flipped more coins on the Togekiss than I did, so I lost. Game 2, I flipped more heads on Togekiss, I won. Game 3, came down to a coin flip, and they flipped heads to take 3 prizes, so I got, that's just how the mirror goes. Just, it's out of my control. And then, of course, I hit a Charizard as my 3rd loss of the tournament, put me on a day 2. In game 3 against Charizard, I just went Fez, attach, pass, I bricked, and I could not set up, and they just destroyed me in 2 turns. So, a lot of my losses this weekend were out of my control. I would still play Gholdengo if I went to the tournament again. I was really, really happy with the Bibarel and stuff in the list. I used the Bibarel quite a bit. It's just, again, a lot of my losses were just out of my control, right? Because after I was out of day 2, I just kind of checked out of the tournament. Just, like, I mentally checked out and stopped really trying as hard. But yeah, my 3 losses, just, it's out of my control, right? Outskilled in the mirror by the coin flips, hitting an auto loss, and then bricking in a 3rd game against a good matchup. There's nothing you can really do about that, right? But I would still run Gholdengo back if I went to Toronto again, just because I like Gholdengo. We got Inkus here, who's on Snorlax, does have the double clef key, and also has that Kofu technology. A couple more Dragos here to look at. This one's got the Halucha in there. Then we got another Drago here with the Haxorus in the deck this time, alongside all the other dragons. We got another Cloth here, played by Hunter Butler, who's on the Regidrago in the deck for the draw. We got another Drago once again with the Noivern in the deck. We got another Ancient Box below it. This one also has the Roaring Mooney X in the deck. Does play the Binding Mochi Brubonic combo for the extra bit of poison damage. And then we got Alex Shmansky, who's playing Regidrago, just the usual Drago stuff. A lot of the Dragos are playing the 3-3 Iono 3 research split this weekend. We got a high space Miraidon here. Miraidon did flop this tournament too, which I'm also surprised to see. I thought Miraidon was going to do a lot better. It didn't do good in the EU tournaments, but I was like, maybe it'll do good in the Toronto regional. But no, it didn't really do as good. Miraidon looks pretty standard, secret box, stuff like that. Does have a research and a canceling clone of the deck, so respecting the thorns and stuff a little bit more. And then, we got Yoshi Tate here on the Hydreigon deck. Oh my goodness, you love to see it. All right, so this is the highest placing Hydreigon deck we've had so far at a regional. This one did manage to get, what was it, 74th place or something? 72nd place? I mean, didn't cash, but it's still really cool to see. I know Tord was playing Hydreigon this weekend, too. I know there's, like, a big meme with Tord on Hydreigon this weekend. I think Hydreigon, like, okay, here's the thing. Hydreigon has potential. There is potential there. This card is good. Both attacks are really strong. It's a very scary card to play against. The problem is, it's weak to grass. It doesn't do enough damage. But we do see this list does play the Toadscruel in the deck to help a little bit against stuff like the Gholdengo and the Legacy Star and the Raging Bull, which are really bad matchups for Hydreigon. I think Tord's Hydreigon list had a little bit more going on. Tord's list of Hydreigon, I think, had he was playing like Rabska. He kind of made his Hydreigon deck like the World Championship Charizard deck he played with the Rabska, like a lot of one-ofs. But Yoshi here took a bit of a different approach with the Toadscruel. Really cool stuff to see. So happy to see a Hydreigon have like a decent performance here. So yeah, it's awesome to see Hydreigon do well. Didn't also play any like extra like fluff tech cards. Doesn't have a Dusknoir in the deck, which is new, but doesn't have like Eerie or anything in there. Like no Zero Signal Eerie. A couple more Dragos here we can quickly look at. They got the egg, and then we got an Ancient Box once again. Does not have the Roaring Mooney X, does have the Walking Wake and stuff in there. The old school stuff. And then we got another Raging Bull once again. Does have the Briar also in the deck there. We got a Regidrago, played by Ian Robb. And Ian just playing the normal Drago stuff you usually see. Got the Snorlax here with the Rotom in the deck, the Heroescape Ace-Spec. And we got another Gholdengo. This one was the Palkia Togekiss split. That's interesting. I've tried this too myself. The problem with this build was like I couldn't really get everything to fit in one deck. Also, I found that playing a 1-1 Togekiss is like hard to get the Togekiss into play because you only have a 1-1 line in your deck, right? That was kind of the issue that I was facing with playing in this build. But it's cool to see was able to still do well in this tournament, so that's cool. Then we got our high-spacing Archaludon with Scizor. So no Dialga. It was on the Scizor instead. That's cool. It does play a lot of catchers too. Got Prime Catcher and Pokemon Catcher in there. Another Snorlax with the double clef key and stuff. Another Charizard here. Let's see, another Cloth with the Zoroark and the Fluttermane technology. Though we haven't seen a Lost Box deck, as I expected. Lost Box did not do as well this time around. Another Charizard, another Terapagos. Does have the Buffon, no Regidrago or anything in this list. Another Charizard below it with the Bibarel in the deck. Cool. And then another Snorlax here. Does have the Clef Key also, but also does play the one of Rotom too, alongside the Clef Key. We got another Regidrago, Jamming Tower Temple. We got a Quad Thorns once again in day 2. Yeah, usual Thorn stuff. Same 60s one we already looked at too, so there you go. Another Snorlax Stall. With the Rotom, the Regieleki, got the Heroescape Ace-Spec. Another Drago, does have the Noivern and a Scramble Switch, so a little bit more spice going on here with the Scramble Switch in the deck. That's kind of cool to see. We got a Turbo Roaring Moon once again with the 1/1 Darkrai here. Got the Unfair Stamp also in the deck over the Prime Catcher, which is interesting to see. Also does have an Iono in there too, so that's kind of cool. Then we got our high-spacing Lost Box deck here. This one does play the Pikachu, does have the hands, Third Greninja, the Water Energy and stuff. Yeah, so Lost Box didn't do as good. I mean, yeah, Drago completely dominated the tournament. I'm not surprised to see Lost Box underperform a little bit, but still, Link did get day 2 regardless. Another Drago here. Just got the Owls in the deck. Actually, I think the first Drago list we've seen in this tournament that does play the Noctowls in here. That's some interesting play by Chris Venier. And then we got the Control here, played by Matthew Farkas. Pretty cool stuff to see. Does play the Toadskruel in the deck, kind of like the other builds we saw earlier. A couple more Cloths here. Got the Precious Trolley. Another Cloth. Got the Regidrago, Precious Trolley stuff. Got an Archaludon. With the Starmie, okay. Got Rigid Band too, played by Mike Morton. Okay, that's what he's playing. See, I was talking to him this weekend, and he was saying he was playing something, but didn't want to leak what he's playing. So I was like, ooh, what could this be? And it turns out it was an Archaludon deck, so that's cool. Nice. Then we got Ancient Box. Does have the Charizard. Got the Double Moon in the deck too, and a Secret Box. So yeah, cool. Different list here. Then we got another Charizard. Does have the Unfair Stamp Ace-Spec there. Another Drago. Another Charizard here. Plain Unfair Stamp, a Ace-Spec. Another Charizard below that, once again, on the Unfair Stamp. And then we got a bunch of Dragapult Thorns here. We can quickly skim through these Dragapult Thorns. We'll kind of just quickly skim through some of these decks here real quick as we wrap out the rest of day 2. We got Isaiah Chaville, who's playing the Charizard with the Precious Trolley in the deck over the Stamp. That's interesting. Then we got another Drago, once again. Got Turbo Moon. Or I guess, no, it's Ancient Box with the 2 Moony X's in there. Once again, another Lugia with, oh my god, it's the Greninja Lugia. This is a pile, bro. Oh my goodness. So it's the Lugia Greninja deck we saw in Sacramento. A few changes being made to it. There's a Klefki in the deck now. Got Water Energy in there. Yeah, wow, this is just wild stuff. So yeah, this deck is just kind of crazy. I still don't know how this deck like fully works. Maybe I'll do a video on it one day. Maybe it's worth making a video on this deck because there is a lot to digest with this deck. It seems like, I mean, I feel like once you kind of get the idea of how the deck functions, you can actually, properly play it. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. We got the Palkia Noctowl deck here. High spacing 1, and then we got another Raging Bolt, another Regidrago, played by my boy Dan Zoe. Shout out to him. And we got the Roaring Moon. It's got the Baby Peck in there, the Charizard, stuff like that. Just more of the Turbo Moony X build. Another Gardevoir here, the Turbo we build. And we got another Lugia here. Does have the Klefki in the deck. The double Cinccino. Does have the Carmine and the Squawkabilly in there. So a lot of draw. We got another Archaludon. This time, yep, we got the Archaludon Dialga. So this one, not Starmie, not Scizor. It's on the Dialga V-Star Archaludon this time. We got, once again, another Raging Bolt with a Togekiss. Yeah, Eric played the Togekiss Raging Bolt idea, which I do like. I've built, I think I have this built already too. Plus, I've tried out Togekiss within like Roaring Moon and stuff. Togekiss with a Turbo deck doesn't seem like a bad idea, right? As long as you can, fit it without clunking the deck up. It makes sense, right? Because that extra prize can make a big difference, right? So Togekiss with Turbo cards pretty sick to see. And then we got another Guardy here, another Turbo build, looks like. And then we got another Regidrago, another Quad Thorns here. Same 60s one we already looked at also. Then we got a Lugia, does have the Raikou. Looks like same what 61 Rahul played to Perth for Lugia. Another Lost Box here with a Minior and a Cobalion. So the Cobaleon's kind of cool. It lets Pikachu one-shot Charizard, which makes sense, right? It doesn't make you have to like overcommit. It doesn't play that other stadium, the Gravity Mountain, whatever it's called. And then we got the Minior in the deck to help against Snorlax, which is kind of cool to see. So yeah, it doesn't play the Iron Hands or anything, but yeah, I like it. Lost Box still doing Lost Box things. Another Trabagos here, playing the Regidrago in there. Another Snorlax with no Rotom. See, another Dragapult Thorns. Has that one of Klefki, which is kind of the thing, right? You play the Klefki, so you get like an extra Iron Thorns in the deck, pretty much. It's kind of the idea with that one. Another Snorlax with the Rotom, the double Klefki are in there too. Another Dragapult Thorns. Another Lost Box here. Does have the Trabagos in there alongside the hands, the Pikachu, and the bear and stuff. Another Gholdengo with the 1/1 Togekiss in there. So there you go, another Gholdengo. Yeah, Gholdengo not doing as good. Sad to see. I played it, but, the deck's still pretty strong, I feel like. just got a high roll. Another Ancient Box. Then we got another Lost Box here with the Pheasantipity in the deck for the bit of draw. Then we got the Cloth deck once again on the Regidrago technology. We got a Tina Lost Box in day 2. Yo, cool stuff. Does have the Tomb in there and the Iron Leaves. I kind of like the old school build. And, well, I say that, and then there's an Unfair Stamp in the deck too. But I guess it's 2 Counter Catcher, 1 Boss. So, yeah, cool. A Tina Lost Box in day 2. Didn't expect to see that, but hey, we got there. Another Drago. Another Quad Thorns. Got double Penny in there. Got the Eerie 2 still. Another Regidrago here. Another Charizard. Got the Unfair Stamp. Another Lugia. With the... okay, well, 3 Minccino, 2 Cinccino, but, got the hands, got the bear. No Weird Ear, no Squawk or anything. Just going all in on the Cinccino stuff. Another Dragapult Thorns. Another Lugia below it. And the Wellspring and stuff, the double Cinccino. A couple more Regidragos here we can quickly look at real quick. And then we got the Gholdengo. Once again, put the Tomb in the deck. The Doom's not bad either. Obviously helps a little bit against, like, Cloth and Charizard and stuff. Slow down Rotom and Oranguru. Cool stuff. Another Drago. What else? We got the Guardy below it. Another, like, Turbo build. We got another Charizard here. And the Unfair Stamp A-Spec. Another Drago. A lot of Drago. Just did really good. Right? Got another Raging Bull with the Togekiss. So, yeah, 2 in day 2. Look at that. And we got a Sarah Ledge in day 2. Yo, let's go. It was Sarah Ledge 2 with no Palkias. Just, like, straightforward Sarah Ledge. Does have the Faded Rotom in there. Has the Tomb in the deck, too. Jamming Tower. Yeah, cool. Got the Legacy Energy for the A-Spec. Nice, nice. Another day 2 page for Sarah Ledge, I guess. Then we got another Charizard, a couple more Dragos. Oh, whoops, I skipped through. I clicked over Miraidon. Yeah, we got a Miraidon here. We got Lugia, so I skipped over a few decks. Another build here with the Raikou Light Energy in there. Another Gholdengo with the Palkia Togekiss package. Interesting. Maybe I got to revisit that idea, right? Another Miraidon. I think I already clicked on that. We'll click on the Zard here real quick. And then, all right, now we can move on. Got the Dragos. Cloth, once again, on the Regidrago there. No technology, or some technology, I should say. Another Ancient Box. Got the Brubonnet in there. A couple more Regidragos here. Quickly go through these. Boom, boom. This one's got the Noivern and the Haxorus. All the dragons. Noivern, Haxorus, Giratina, Gudra. No Exeggutor, though, but does have a Dragapult. Got Palkia Trapagos. We got another Snorlax. Let's see here. Got the Rotom in there, the Hero's Cape. A couple more Regidragos to look at real quick. See, yep, another Drago. It's got the Gudra in there, the Exeggutor. And then we got another Dragapult Iron Thorns. And then a couple of Charizards here. So Charizard with the Unfair Stamp. Does have a Research in there. Okay, so a bit more draw on that one. And then we got another Charizard here. Also playing the Unfair Stamp. Another Drago. And then, yo, let's go. We got a Blood Moon Ursaluna Iron Valiant deck in day 2. It's a deck I haven't seen in a while since, what, Shrouded Fable meta? Yo, that's kind of sick. So, nice. So, yeah, like to see it. Another cool deck in day 2 here. The Blood Moon Valiant deck in day 2. Nice to see. Dragapult Thorns once again with the one of Klefki for the bit of luck. Another Turbo Moon. Another Lost Box here. Let's go. It's got the Hands Pikachu. The Bear in that build. Skipped over the Regidrago list too, I guess. And then another couple of Regidragos. There's so much Drago in day 2, bro. Like, I don't know. If you're not playing Drago, what are you doing? This deck's so good, bro. Dominated Toronto. Broken deck. All right, another Cloth deck here. Doesn't have the Regidrago in there or anything. Another Pult Thorns with a Manaphy and a Klefki in the deck. Another Zard with Unfair Stamp. And then another Gholdengo with the double Togekiss and a Tomb in there, too. So that's cool to see. Nice, nice, nice. And then we got my friend Sean, who's playing the Roaring Moon with the 1/1 Darkrai. He actually did pretty good in the tournament, so that's cool to see. He started off like 6-0, so shout out to Sean, good friend of mine. Cool to see him make day 2. I think it's first day 2, so that's awesome to see. Congrats. And we got the Lugia, once again, playing the Fluttermane, the 1/1 Cinccino. Does have the Roseanne's backup and Serena in the deck, so that's cards haven't really seen in a while. And we got a bunch of Raging Bolt here beside each other. Holy moly. A lot of Raging Bolt. Let's go through these real quick. And then we got another Ancient deck here. No Mooney X. Just have the Monkey Dory in the decks. Help a little bit against like the Dragapult stuff. Then we got another Palkia Trapagos. Another Gholdengo with the Palkia in the deck. No Togekiss. Another Raging Bolt. And above that, there was a Pidgey Control here. Double Rotom Secret Box. The Black Kyurem. And then we got a Greninja Charizard Pidgeot deck. So we got the Kobe Pile deck from Sacramento in day 2. So that's cool. Next domain, another day 2, another regional. That's cool to see. At Grand Tree, spec and stuff. Yep. Pretty sick stuff. Pretty sick. Love to see it. There's what? 2 crazy Greninja decks in day 2 once again in Toronto. Another Gholdengo here with the double Togekiss. We got a Lug here, the double Cinccino. No Raikou in that build or anything. And then we got a couple more Regidragos here. We can quickly look through these real quick. And then we got Dragapult Pidgeot. So yeah, Dragapult, well, I didn't say underperform. There was a decent amount of Dragapult down in Thorns in day 2. But the highest placing Dragapult deck with no like Thorns or anything, like just playing the stage 2 with the Pidgeot and stuff or the Dusknoir, didn't do as well. So that's interesting to see the deck did underperform a little bit. I mean, I guess with all the Regidrago going around, it was going to be a bit harder for the deck. I like this Dragapult list too. It does have the Radiant Charizard in the list, help a little bit more against like the Turbo decks. It does have the Jamming Tower in there too. And it's got the Dusknoir, the Pidgeots. Yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, Dragapult still doing Dragapult things. And we'll see the deck get even stronger too when the Budew comes out. From what we've seen in Japan, Budew has made Dragapult even better. Another Snorlax, double Klefki, another Charizard, and we got another Lost Box here with the Pikachu, Hands, and Bear stuff. And we got a Gardevoir once again. The no Turbo Guardy. Slower build with the Flutter Klefki. Now Lugia. Triple Cinccino on this one, and the Flutter main. Only 3 Archeops, so a little greedy, but does have the... Okay, it was a Brilliant Blender. Okay, I did have the Brilliant Blender and the Arven in the deck. I didn't see that for a sec. Makes sense. All right, another Charizard. Another Charizard below it. Another Turbo Moon. All right, and then we got another Snorlax here with the Rotom, the Hero's Cape. And we got a Reggie Pikachu deck in day 2. Awesome. I just did a video on this deck. If you want to go watch that, definitely check out the video on the main channel. But yeah, cool to see the Pikachu Reggie deck in day 2 once again. Didn't do as well as before, but still cool to see it in day 2. Another Cloth. Another Charizard here. Let's quickly go through all these decks real quick. Guardy. Dragapult Iron Thorns. Regidrago. With the Haxorus and the Goodra. A lot of dragons in that one. Got the Raging Bull once again. Let's see what else. Gardevoir, the Turbo build, Charizard, Noctowl. So yeah, another deck that I'm surprised hasn't done as well as the Charizard Tropios Noctowl deck. So the highest placing one was a bit lower too. Surprised to see that. Thought the deck was going to do a bit better, but it is what it is. Another Turbo Moon, Pokemon Noctowl with a Greninja in there. So a lot more attackers in there, it looks like. And you got a Moon, another Cloth, and then finally, to round things out, we got a couple of Charizard decks here we can go through. This one's got a Pekka EX in the deck. Another Charizard here, then Fair Stamp, and then finally another Charizard once again on then Fair Stamp. Does have a Silene in the deck, though, which I like to get the resources back. Cool stuff. Yeah, there you go. That's all the day 2 in Toronto. Couple cool decks. We did see the Blood Moon Valiant deck. Couple Greninja piles, few Archaludons and stuff. But yeah, the story of the Toronto Regionals was Regidrago absolutely dominated. There was a lot of Regidrago in day 2. It was by far and away the best deck for the tournament, and it did extremely well. So yeah, going into what San Antonio is like the next big regional, we'll see how the format evolves. I think Drago will still probably be like the BDI after that tournament. Just Drago will continue its dominance going forward, I think. I don't know where like the control decks go, because we did see a lot of Snorlax do well and a lot of control decks do well. So maybe those decks might pick up a little bit more popularity in San Antonio. You never know. Yeah, Cloth obviously didn't do as well this weekend. Still got a couple top 16, so not terrible, but wasn't able to do like top 8 like I did at the last couple of regionals. But very interesting stuff here at the Toronto Regional Championships. Hope you all enjoyed the video here on the second channel. If you did, leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Like I said, we're on the road to 19K subs. I'll leave a link to Limitless here down below if you want to go build any of the decks we looked at for yourself, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.